Well, I give this a try. I might be wrong. I might be crazy. I am crazy. I visited Schizoland. Kind of went away. I don't know why, but I still hear stuff. But I want to hear that because when that programs me, I like knowing that that did that. So they talk to you in your head, and only your subconscious hears it, and they command your body, your subconscious, to act like they want. So there might not be an evil spirit or an exorcism that you might need. And if I am the one, and I flash on Jesus, on God, on words small, I'm shit, dead, zombie, kill, bat, poke, spike, whatever, all those words, a lot of words. Well, when I'm open, a lot of words turn me on, or make me flash, take importance. Almost every word. I don't know if it's the note, the frequency, or the word, but they can't really figure out how I am because I have all the bad words and lots of good words, the opposites too, because the music corrected that for me and gave me good stuff. The good music took away kisses. Epica, you guys were good. Epica, Gogol Bordello, folk, violin. You let the music control you and take you away. Your head will start spinning and it'll grind the energy ball. You can say believe, and the bee is gonna leave on your energy and leave a string that you can yank out of the energy balls. You have to rub them on a frequency to they melt and become beer or whiskey when it's a bad ball. My eyesight grind. I have balls up to here. If I let go, blah 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 blah, kiss kiss kiss. They don't like that when I let go, because whenever something shows up, I have the reflex to shut the door. I'm the piper at the gates of dawn. I think I'm fucking holding everything. I'm leaning on my shovel. I see my knees flash every time I fall forward. I just kind of my roommate is a narcissistic pervert. I think I'm leaning on him, and all he does is give me smoking and these and needs. So yeah, so probably whatever I say, no matter what, is gonna affect you. Just saying hi on Facebook or just liking somebody's picture with the O face. I always put that in the O face. I blast whatever changes I did because they can get you to undo whatever you changed. They're long to take off those kisses. It takes 5 seconds to kiss you, and it takes 5 hours to grind them out. Those hay balls. You have to spin like a flying saucer, and that's headbanging. They created lots of those fuck ups with rodeo. Because sometimes I have to horse ride to yank the wire out of the energy ball. It's a rodeo movement, and they get pretty screwed up. And then they have contortionists in circuses that'll do these impossible moves because you have to repeat the move upside the opposite direction. Music will tell you where to go. You don't force, don't contract muscles. Let them control themselves with music, because if you push, your eyes will open and it sees you. It takes pictures. Your eyes are gonna want to open and open and open. If you see them open, it's because you're controlling one of your muscles, and it's giving you all away. So yeah, so you just rub music on the horny thing. It takes a long time. It eventually goes away. I got this death kiss. It was pretty awful though. I was sucking black and the shadows were coming out of everywhere, and I had these balls up my spine. The snake went up, and everything, my cage went up. I smoked, I don't know what. Then plop, 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 these roses started appearing in my head, and then everything became deadly. I couldn't look at food. It hurt my heart. I couldn't look at anything I liked. It hurt my heart. I couldn't think of being happy because it disturbed me. Whenever I'd be comfy, they disturbed me. The neighbors would fall down or trip on something. It's obvious they're gonna trip on something. So make noise, and then they fucking run after you with these noises, because I'm programmed to follow the feeling, the fuck feeling. So I always end up there. They even give me instructions to don't go up, so I stay down and I don't bother them. But I'm not working like this. I have to fuck it, you know. So it's all the neighbors. It's everywhere. They're all little soldiers. It's always a death race. And I work in public, and one client out of 5 is normal. All the others screw you up. They all went bad, because bad always wins. Before mid-July, when I faced that death event, it was this powerful. I could see mirage emanating from my coat, and it was enchanted, and I could see the atmosphere, and people. I had my feet were horny, or I mean mini orgasm underneath my feet, pink shoe soles. So when I'd walk and I'd cross people, they would change attitude all of a sudden and be all surprised with their feet, because they would propagate. And then you know, and then everybody would become so zen and comfy, and I'd be floating on a cloud, and holy sweet. I was in this concert, and once again, it's always me that flashes like a stroboscope. And 10 years ago, I'd go to concerts, and I'd keep wondering why holes would dig around me, and like Plains of Abraham in Quebec City, large crowds, and I'd turn around and there's this space around me all of a sudden. Why contract my muscles in the wrong moment? They'd always keep my breath. Maybe I'm doing it to them. I've always had a corset on. They just do that, and agonizing for my breath all the time, and always ground zero, and then they just fill me up with shit all the time and keep me quiet and isolate me. So yeah, and then I was at this concert, and it stopped, and she was talking to me, I guess, and everybody, they called a sit down kind of moment, and it was like some sort of vote. Like the lights or the colors that we would notice went from white to black, back to white, as if we were voting for peace or war or something. And like they all sat down and right in the middle of a concert on the ground, and something happened at that moment, and me facing that death specter and that feeling and this deadly anxiety, I had to face my worst fear. And then that black smoke, they came to kiss me the next day. They found out where I was, and that black smoke, that lady, she would give me salad, speaking of going round and round, trying to use special words that don't fit together. Salad in the Big Macs. Whoppers. They would serve tomatoes because they were winning. We were mat, checkmate, tomat. I think that's what tomatoes mean. Pickles is the knives and syringes. Is pick, picks, pick. And then a sesame bun, but ses amis is his friends in French. Ses amis, because it's your friends that kill you. They're really, really friendly. They look like you. They look like hippies and punks now. They even wear Nazi punks fuck off. So and all the punks are getting hierarchy. They're giving themselves importance and ranks, and these kangaroos that run this thing showing them right-wing signs and behaviors and giving punishment. And what the fuck went wrong with the punks? They don't even you say punk, they don't change. I flash. I'm not even a punk, but I guess they decided I was, because that turns me on. Punk and hippie. I always was too much of a punk to stick with hippies and too much of a hippie to stick with punks. I'd be between. So yeah, well, anyway, so kisses, music takes them out. It's all in your jaw. Your jaw will start. Well, that's when you're fucking the dog. Well, it plays around with your jaw, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes they give you the wrong instructions. They tell you to move away from the breaker you're supposed to snap. It's little energy, hardened energy. When it stretches, it snaps, snap, 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 and the tendons, the magic tendons, will melt, and it's the crack sound. That's why they called it crack, because your head cracks when you're addicted and getting rid of that. And then the kiss, were just dealing with a dealer kisses you, so no matter what you buy, then if you use it, you get another kiss, another repeat sequence. I'm not convinced that speed and amphetamine, well, I guess Kennedy never got in contact with gangsters and drug sellers. He'd probably get his amphetamine, I don't know where, but legally by the government, so he wouldn't get the dealer's kiss. So it fucked him up anyways. I would have thought, because I don't believe pot gives psychosis. I think it's the narcissistic environment that comes with using drugs that causes, and the rise of fascism and narcissists. They play with your mind. They're telepaths. They're clairvoyant, and they can. They're magicians. They can command your side. They can position themselves to command your subconscious mind. I actually hear them, but I'm not sure if it comes from my head and trying to make me mad at them so I get beat, and they're actually not doing it on purpose, but it really looks like they're talking to me. And I was trash dancing the other day. They told me to stroke and do asthma. I almost died there. I had to rub the sex button, the fuck button, at the same time the voice was commanding to create asthma. Well, you can get people to have the shit, the easy things, or control if you get their respiratory center in love with your feet or hands. You can control his breath and drag him down with your hands or your feet to ground zero, to program his needs, to deal with his dependency. That's where you fix your needs. I'm actually I made it to the floor. In French, plancher is a che plan. It's a che que varas plan. Plancher. Well, that's the bird language version. That's what I found for a definition. I might be wrong, but it sure sounds like a chick and plan together. So, and it's the ground zero. So, women stop checking when they see the the floor up here. When they run away. But that woman started looking at me since my birthday. Oh yeah, that woman. She was giving me salad and talking about this tattoo, but I just couldn't feel her because she's just telling me anything, and she's trying to say big words that because when you're kissed, you get rid of half of it, and then they just say scale 2, 3, 6, and it just pops back up again because they put different spells and words. They change the effect in your mind, and it creates. It just crawls back up. They said I want to get a 3 scale, and that 3 scale it's supposed to be benefic, good a 3 scale, but it got the kiss right where we're at, and it's a pain in the ass to take out because you can't skip any balls. You have to do them in order, and the music tells you where you're at. Because if you skip one, it starts over. But what I finally figured out is that it makes you start over. You rewind into your mind into that position where it was when you started. But all you have to do is say, no, I want to continue where I was at. If you get lost, music will tell you, wait, go away, hunt, or this and that, lose. Sometimes you have to lose when you're running after the other snake. It's kind of like those medical snakes that twirl and screw. That's why they call it screwdriver, the band, because they would drive evil screws into you, never-ending screws, and they screw with you. They try to find your heartbeat, and it pokes all like through your chest, and you can feel them crawling up, and there's a little wire in the middle that they can twist. I have this wire I can't get out. It's all twisted. I got whatever's up here out by always going the way my muscles wouldn't let me to go. Where they're stiff, I would unstiffen them and get used to stretching them that where they're stiff, and that would crunch the little wires. I had this fucking annoying thing that goes through my nose all the time. And it's little wires. They're here, and in there, the eyes, and up here. And depending on which movement you contract one of those fucking strings, and it tickles your nose. It's always reminding you to do speed. Plus, it plays with your needs, and it creates sequences. If I turn my radar off, or my blue resistant guy off, and I just follow my instinct or where my head takes me, it takes me to the ashtray every time, or the pack of smokes, and then white dust. Or then when I'm done, something starts with the telephone. There's the first object that takes importance is the telephone, and it gives a sequence that ends with the coat to go by dope, because it goes cash, phone, dope, coat, and then white dust. So you have to kind of not focus and let your head kind of drift away like a worm, holding the fuck button and erasing with love the whole whatever sequence of objects there is. You have to you have to do the whole sequence, and sometimes it's the air between you and the object. Sometimes they cross-sided their eyes. You have to do the same. And then sometimes they went all out of focus and snapshot and hid their casting in that illusion. After you look at the light, there's a spot and then it disappears. Well, they record it in the spot. So you can't go back to the spot and grab what they put there, the energy. You know, when they hook a chain, when they change your interest, say you're stuck on the girl, well, they put the chain on the beer, they get you to drink or smoke. Well, that's all they ever do to me, is whenever I turn around, they have anchors on me, and there's a smoke in my face every time my head turns. So, or they're waving it, and they're even doing it on purpose. So I got out of 20 people around a fire at Grind Your Mind punk festival in Quebec. Out of 20, I got 16 to change bench. Checkmate, all undressed, no pants, no socks. Well, metaphorically, they had no more tape. I stripped the whole 9 yards and kissed the fuck out of them. Like when they started thinking of their jaw that started going la la la, their tongue back in that choke sequence and whatever, and I gave him the deadly shit, and he had a cricket on his pacemaker. He didn't like that at all. The cricket was in love with his heartbeat, and when the cricket would slow down, he'd go like this and put his head down, and he really took care of them. So yeah, and all the kisses, well, they start at the heart. So you have to ank. Ankh is the Egyptian cross, and it brings your respiratory center to curl inwards and to go kiss the tip of your heart, where you can yank the wire out and get the whole kiss out. But it's all linked to your articulations and it gives you spasms, so it lets it up all the time. When you're down, you get a spasm higher, and you're always starting all over again because it's always crawling back up. So you really have to. I don't know how I got rid of that. I'm supposed to be dead. I thought I never would have been able to live with that. It was terrible. Everything that was good for me hurt my heart. The shower hurt my heart. The fridge, where you put the food hurt my heart. I'd be sticking on butts and fucking rapper tags. Those are portals. The rapper tags keep you in hell, and they drag you in this tunnel where you get more needs all the time. And yeah, graffiti, they're portals. Like the stovetop, the spiral, that's a sport. That's the team. The resistance portal. They have the barcode in Quebec. It's a rap band called Explicit, and they use the barcode. So whenever you cross a barcode, it kisses you back, and you start over. If you didn't get rid of the whole thing, if there's some left, it'll crawl back up. Once you get past a certain point, it stops restarting. There's like when you make it there, there's like level 1, level 2. You have to headbang. That's what headbanging is actually made to screw it up and to give it a sequence of muscular contraction and a trail that's almost impossible to follow in the opposite directions. It's so fast and weird moves, or like rodeo, that they're terribly hard to take away. You have to, your head has to bang in a way where it had a 50 kilometers velocity to make it, all going fast. And my neck's sore. I've been twisting all night. I got rid of most of the nasal stuff, but it kind of splits in the spine, and there's this place where it starts over. I just yank on it, it just won't go. It stays stuck there. What was Fred Fortin? This was getting rid of it, and then when I listened to my video, some turbines started crawling in my back downwards and yanking on the wires out of the balls, and it was eliminating the kiss just from seeing myself talk on the video. It kissed me again. It kind of updated me by having something say it to me. It activated it. So kiss of healing, remove kiss. So yeah, you grind it with music. So I won't make this video too long because you probably won't listen to all of it. Yeah, that woman, when we made it to when the black smoke was all over, it was dark like in the Devil's Den. It was dark in the daytime. We had trouble seeing, and it didn't smell like anything. the stove was not on, there was nothing burning, and no smoke odor, just this weird black haze floating around, and this weird feeling and this atmosphere that you can kind of look through like in glasses, like a mirage. Like when you you kind of see alpha state of mind appear briefly. It gives you it gives a mirage. You can see the air kind of thing. That's when you're in the alpha, in the magic realm, where the prana and the chi is. I fell on a treasure. I got my wake up the way. It's always open. Like it's like I have a ribbon dress. All the energy hardens where the wall was, but you blast music from the clavicula downwards, and it'll dig a hole, and then there's a chakra up here. You can dig in with music, drill with the frequency, and you rub it inside, and you get beer, prana, or you put your wire on your chin and connect it to just by imagining it, and you connect it. And when I take the bus, I hook my chin on the sternum, so it kind of weaves itself through between the bones and slacks all the energy and opens up the way. And then once in a while I have the bottom chakra or the generator in the stomach, the Buddha, and then the chi. When I don't drink cappuccino, that's actually a mantra that closes up the chi entrance. You say kaput, that means broken in Russian, and then chi, you evoke chi, and then you say no. So you're telling your body not to take chi. So it gives me some sort of how do you say? I got a palpitation. It gives me some sort of what was I gonna say? I mean, cold air, whatever. So yeah, I got beer, and people get so high and drunk off that prana when I'm in concerts. Anyways, they have this simulation of a heart attack. When you get at a certain point, unweaving the kiss from between your spine and articulations and inside the head, you get, when you're almost done, well, you get this test to see if you'll panic and stop taking it away, or if you're gonna deal with a heart attack. And your muscle, your arm gets numb, and what else? And your chest, you get this pressure where the heart is, and then your pectorals kind of contract, but you can see it's something making them contract, and then it kind of simulates a heart attack. That's one of the spells they do. Or they try to scare you with your breath or your heart, but just leave them be. You have an invincible heart. Don't give a shit. Let them play with it. If they keep screwing on it, well, leave. Don't stay around. You can't do fuck all unless you, I don't know, maybe I don't know if people can deal with that. I managed to take all the dough out of them. It's like dough, that white, that energy stuff that melts and gives beer. I think that's what dough is. It's flour and water, energy and Coke. So yeah, and they give donuts. Nuts is notes. Donuts. Nuts. So anyways, I talk a lot. So yeah, for the kisses, well, this is the exorcist kiss. So you will now eliminate all bad spirits and presences, or you say it with an eye open and command your subconscious put clean music on, abandon yourself to the music, let it take control. It'll either take your breath and bring evil down in hell, or it'll play with the energy ribbons that go inside of you, and it'll take knots and kisses out and ties and stuff, and it'll find weird anchor points and hard energy that blocks the meridians and stuff like that. So half hour, this is enough.